I mean, I guess they kind of tried during this episode, but it's still safe to say that everything that I love, everything that we've once loved, is now officially dead if this is the best that they can do. So this episode is the best episode so far. I will go on record to say that. Is that saying a lot? Definitely no. Can it save the show? Definitely no. So the episode actually opens up with Anakin versus Obi-Wan, the Clone Wars era. It kind of confused me because the uniform that Anakin is wearing is like Revenge of the Sith era, but his haircut and lightsaber are as of the Clone Wars era. So I guess Hayden Christensen couldn't be bothered with growing his hair out so they can make it Revenge of the Sith era. That just shows you how little they care about the project, so we definitely shouldn't care. So it's a lightsaber duel that they're having in training, Anakin versus Obi-Wan here. And this is going to be somewhat important later on, but just keep in mind that this is to show Anakin's aggressive nature and his willingness to jump into battle. And this is something that has been expanded upon. Like, we don't need this anymore. We don't need to humanize Anakin. We don't need to know that he was once a Jedi Knight, because in this show, at least, I'm not saying that this is like irrelevant information, but I'm saying in the show they did not need to redo all of this. They wasted like 20 minutes in flashbacks, even though we literally have 2 movies showing us this and a whole show showing us this, the Clone Wars Disney animated show. There's a whole bunch of shorts, there's a whole bunch of comic books. There's so much to show that shows that Anakin was once a noble Jedi Knight. Why are they still doing they're doing flashbacks not only in this show, this late in the show. And it's kind of all pointless. It's like their only justification for bringing Hayden Christensen back. Because I was thinking, when I saw Vader in this, I was like, there could be anybody in the suit. And the voice isn't him, so they don't need him. So now we kind of get that little fan servicey moment. And I guess it's to imply that Vader was kind of taking that lesson to heart. So Obi-Wan's giving him a lesson during this sparring session as well. So because it cuts back to Vader. It's like, Vader's going to remember what happened during the duel, and he's going to use it against Obi-Wan. Because in my mind, I'm like, there's going to be a lightsaber duel. I know they're going to spam lightsaber duels towards the end because they think that's what we want to see. Ooh, flashy things on screen. You guys will forget about all the crap that we've given you for the past 4 episodes. It doesn't work that way, Disney, but let's just let it be for the time being. So Obi-Wan and Leia land on this planet, and what happens? They just land on the planet, and then they're just like, okay, we need to get all these people off of this planet. I'm very confused on what's happening. Maybe I missed something. I only watched every episode once. I didn't rewatch, so this is kind of off the top of the dome right now. It cuts back again to another flashback, and then it shows the arrival of the Empire. The Empire is trying to get to all these people, kill them off, and get Obi-Wan. That's right, because they know the tracker. Yeah, that's right. I'm all remembering this in real time. Cut me some slack. They're tracking Obi-Wan. They finally found him. They have him cornered, and they have like this I call it a mega blaster. It's like this essentially battering ram. It's like a lasering battering ram to get to the door. Obi-Wan says, you know what? I'll go talk to Reva. So they keep this in mind when I say this next part, because it shows how incompetent and stupid the writers are. So they spend, maybe there's a flash forward, maybe there's a time jump, I'm not sure. But they spend like 20 minutes trying to blast through this door with this battering ram. Obi-Wan goes to talk to Reva, and she cuts through the door instantly with her lightsaber. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, the lightsaber is stronger than the battering ram? Why don't you guys just lead with the lightsaber? So more plot armor, more BS for the main characters here. She cuts through the door instantly, And there are like hundreds of stormtroopers at this point shooting at the people, and we see no major death. Obi-Wan's able to deflect like the 2 or 3 blasters that actually would have hit him. So you're telling me their aim is that bad? Disney, we don't mind if some characters have a small bit of plot armor, but this is ridiculous. You're telling me out of like 100 people and a Force user, they can't kill Obi-Wan when he's cornered in this room? Wow. And then like right as I'm thinking this, it cuts to 2 major characters getting gunned down: the loader droid and the woman that's been helping Obi-Wan all along. And for some reason, we're supposed to care about these characters as if they had some kind of major. Oh yeah. There's those 2. Make it 3 sneezes. 1 more for the road. I am really allergic to their BS right now. As I'm saying it, I feel myself physically getting sick. Like at this point, like we're talking about, oh my goodness, we're talking about like literally having flu-like symptoms, not from the C virus, not from the actual flu, but from just watching a TV show. Disney, if I die from watching this show, blood is on your hands. But let's move on to the next point. Obi-Wan actually uses his lightsaber now and tries to defend this woman, but she pulls out a thermal detonator. And, she, in the dramatic fashion, she holds it up in the air. Nobody shoots it out of her hand. Nobody shoots her. And she just blows everything up. And then it cuts back to another kind of irrelevant flashback because we got the point at this point. Disney treats the people watching this show as if they're completely incompetent. After all of that, Obi-Wan decides, well, now I guess it's time to surrender, making all those people's deaths essentially for nothing. Or was it? And as predicted, he has a conversation with Reva, and this is the part where I have a massive problem with it, where it foreshadows that she is going to turn to the light side of the Force. Now, we needed to get the flashback because we all knew that she was a Padawan during Order 66. It wasn't stated, but it was kind of implied heavily. We needed that flashback and that motivation way earlier in the show. Like this episode right here should have been like episode 2, but we have so much filler. We have so many plots being repeated that this is somehow episode 5. The episode right before the final episode. This actually almost seemed like the last episode, but no, this is the episode right before the final episode. And her and Obi-Wan have this dialogue about how she found out that he was Anakin Skywalker because she just literally witnessed him kill younglings. And for some reason, he spares her life. So she's like the sole survivor of the Padawan massacre, Order 66. We saw it in episode 3. That when when Anakin goes through and just wipes out all these people. And with literally no explanation, they beat Obi-Wan up, take him into the back, and then he just escapes. Like, this isn't explained in any way. Like, I guess he disarms the stormtroopers, shoots them, and he runs off. And oh my goodness. And then he actually makes it to the ship. So, oh yeah, I almost forgot the other stupid plot point. How Leia is, this is Rey all over again. Keep in mind that they just landed on this planet, and Leia knows how to, she knows all, the circuitry and stuff, how to open the blast doors. Another character says it would take him, 4 hours to do it, and she does it almost instantly. And she, of course, hacks into her drone and takes the tracker off, takes all of the Empire control off of this drone. So everything is all fine and dandy now. And Darth Vader's pissed off. And instead of killing off the Inquisitor for her incompetency, killing off the stormtroopers, a lot of them, just because they let Obi-Wan escape, he decides to walk past them and go to the ship himself. He force pulls this ship out of the sky, rips the doors open, and then I guess this is to show that he's too headstrong, he's too one-track mind because of the flashbacks, right? He fails to see that there's actually another ship directly behind the big ship that he just pulled out of the sky. And keep in mind, this ship is smaller. So instead of just doing it again, force pulling that small ship out of the sky, he just lets them go and admits that he's been bested. And nerds, a lot of these nerds have been saying, well, he loves the cat and mouse game. He likes letting Obi-Wan go and making Obi-Wan think that he has a false victory, and then he wants to track him down. No, that doesn't work. You can't excuse every bit of garbage in this show. I mean, he's been tracking this man for 10 plus years. So you're telling me that he's been tracking a man for 10 plus years, and it's just willing him to let him get away? For what reason? So he can do another 10 years, and then another 10 years, and then another 10 years? No, oh my goodness. Oh man. And I get, like, it would have worked, and then Reva tries to stab Vader in the back. Now, this issue that I have with the big ship, little ship thing could have easily been fixed if Reva tried to stab him in the back before he tried to pull the other ship out of the sky, or while he was doing it. So all they had to do, there should be a fan re-edit out here that somewhat salvages this series. If anybody wants to do that, that's like $1 million idea. You will get so many views. Us fans will support you. I will donate to the project. Make a GoFundMe now, and I will repost your link, and I will make sure that this becomes a thing. So Reva tries to stab him in the back right after he lets the other ship go. Imagine how interesting this would have been if Reva saves Obi-Wan and the other kids so nobody else is killed. Nobody else has to be slaughtered by Darth Vader. This would have made more sense. But no, she decides to attack or Darth Vader when there's literally like no stakes. Like her turn to the light side, it's not even really a turn to the light side. It's just vengeance at this point. It's not saving anybody. It's not helping anybody. The duel is okay, I guess. It shows how in tune Vader is with the Force. He's able to dodge every single one of her moves, disarm her multiple times. And he eventually has this big reveal that the first brother / Grand Inquisitor is still alive. That's not explained in any way. Or is it? Because he stabs her right in the chest with the lightsaber, and she somehow survives. So I guess lightsaber power scaling is like all over the place. Like we've seen instances where one hit anywhere on the body will kill you with a lightsaber. We've seen instances where people are literally not even cut by the lightsaber in this very show, because when Obi-Wan rescues Leia from the torture chamber thing, he like swings the lightsaber like a baseball bat, and it doesn't cut through the stormtrooper in any way. Like it acts as if there's a stun baton. It's a stun baton. And to my knowledge, there's no power setting on the lightsaber, so you can't put it on non-lethal mode. It should be cutting people in half. That stab through the heart should have instantly killed Reva. And for some reason, it ends with Obi-Wan thinking about Luke Skywalker. Like, sir, that was your job the entire time. You failed. You were a complete failure in guarding Luke Skywalker. Now, potentially, Reva knows about Luke. Darth Vader may know about Luke. This should end, and it may end with this, I'm not sure. But this might end with something so stupid that I don't think this should be considered canon at all. This should be a what if story if this is the case. If Vader finds out that Luke is his son and he goes to Tatooine or confronts him in any way, in my mind this is non-canon. If he finds out that Luke is his son and doesn't confront him, that doesn't make any sense either. This is like a no-win situation for Disney at this point. Just a whole bunch of retcons, canon-breaking nonsense. So this episode, like I said, it's the best episode so far. We do get an interesting lightsaber duel. We do get some sort of character development for Reva. It's too little too late in my mind. It's like a 5 out of 10. So episode 4 was a 4 out of 10. Episode 5 is a 5 out of 10. All the rest are like 1s and 2s in my mind. There's nothing they could do to save this. The only thing you could do to save this show, and listen to me closely, is subscribe to this channel and leave a comment and let me know what you would do to fix this one. Now for episode 6, I plan to do a live reaction here because this is me thinking about all the nonsense that has occurred during this show. But live, you get a raw reaction, you get my rage tenfold because I sleep on these reviews, so it gives me time to calm down. And maybe we'll do a little question and answer session, or maybe like a little fan fiction that might salvage this show. But oh my god, I can only imagine the stupidity that will occur next episode. Everything sucks, signing out.